Something big is brewing for the Dallas Cowboys as with NFL training camp officially underway. The Cowboys had 3 different pass rushers try out recently. We tell you in today's video who these pass rushers are and what it could mean for the Cowboys going forward. Welcome into Cowboys Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews, and I appreciate you tuning into the show. An interesting timing for these Cowboys to be trying out pass rushers, given the contract negotiations with Micah Parsons seem to be at a stall. We'll tell you who these 3 guys are and what I mean by that in just a moment. But for now, we've noticed that 85% of you are not yet subscribed to the channel. It's 100% free, and with training camp officially here, there is a lot more news that you are not going to want to miss out on. So today is your day, my friend. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Here is the report out of Newsweek. Dallas Cowboys trying out several NFL free agents before training camp, which did officially start today. This report was from yesterday's Jeremy Fowler's tweet, in which he said the Cowboys are working out several free agent pass rushers ahead of camp, including Jesse Luketa, Kameron, Cline, and James Houston, per sources. Now let's go through these 3 guys real quick and kind of talk about their abilities and what I think if they're going to make the 90-man or even potentially make a practice squad or 53-man roster given the situation for the Cowboys. The first thing we do have to look at is the Dallas Cowboys defensive depth chart. It is really full right now, obviously, with the 90-man, but the big thing that I'm looking at is the defensive edge rushers, and in some ways the linebackers, because obviously we know how the Dallas Cowboys kind of use their team. Sometimes these edge rushers can be linebackers. So Dante Fowler Jr. and Micah Parsons, very good. Sam Williams, I did not give him the credit he deserved in previous videos, so I'm very happy to have him. And then Martian Nealon and Demarion Oshone, hopefully he will be fully ready finally for the season and be that draft guy that we expected from him. Kenneth Murray Jr., obviously a great signing this past offseason. So lots of guys that I'm very excited to see, not to mention Donovan Ezeraku, who's officially signed his rookie second-round contract this week as well. So, why exactly were they working out pass rushers? Well, it seems as though the Cowboys don't trust the depth past the people that I just said. So, maybe they're looking to have some practice squad guys or just test out some guys. I mean, with the NFL, it's very easy, to have these tryouts, especially when you're already at training camp. Everything's already set up. May as well have these guys come out and see if they've got anything. That's where we start out and kind of talking about our first guy, which is Jesse Luketa. Here's the report from Justin Grasso of Newsweek saying, quote, Luketa is a product of Penn State and entered the NFL draft in 2022. After a 4-year run at PSU, Luketa entered the NFL as a 7th-round pick. He started his career with the Arizona Cardinals. The veteran pass rusher spent the past 3 seasons playing for the Cardinals. During his rookie season, he appeared in 7 games, registering just 3 tackles, end quote. Now, Luketa, obviously, with the Arizona Cardinals, is not with them anymore and is a guy who really didn't do much in his NFL career to date. If you look at his stats, he appeared in 31 total games, 35 total tackles, 19 of those being solo, 3 sacks, and a lot of his tackles were TFLs, but it wasn't exactly in the greatest, a time of the game. It was more garbage time, but at the same time, he's got some presence to get into the backfield, and why not try him out? Obviously, a guy who has played in each of the last 3 seasons and now open for signing. May as well go out there and try out what exactly he is going on. Now, Kameron Cline is the next guy we're going to talk about as we go into the report from Justin Grasso. Now, he played with the Colts for a while, as we go to the quote saying Kameron Cline landed in the NFL in 2020 as an undrafted prospect out of South Dakota. He signed with the Indianapolis Colts after the draft. Over 3 seasons, Cline appeared in 5 games for the Colts. He accounted for just 3 tackles during that stretch. Now, most recently, Cline did sign a contract with the Buffalo Bills last year. He appeared in 1 game for them, didn't record any stats, and then was immediately let go as well. So really kind of been a tough journey for him. Obviously, as a UDFA, the fact that he made it to a roster and played some games with the Indianapolis Colts is a win for sure, but he believes he still has more in the tank, and some things that I saw about him were the biggest thing, he doesn't have that size and stature as many of these defensive edge rushers do. So I think out of the 3, Kameron Cline for sure has the least amount of success possibility, just because, again, UDFA out of South Dakota, his stats in South Dakota were pretty dang good. He got to the quarterback a lot, and he was in the backfield a good amount, but again, FCS level, it's a very different game, especially when you're talking about FCS to NFL, much less Division I SEC type level to the NFL. So I would very highly doubt that we see him in any sort of way with the Dallas Cowboys, but got to report, got to talk about it and see if these guys are making it. The last guy, obviously, being James Houston. If that name sounds familiar, he played with the Detroit Lions most recently, and he was a guy who was drafted pretty recently, as we got the report saying, quote, "Lastly, James Houston is an ex-Jackson State player. He had another stretch in college where he played for Florida during the 2022 NFL Draft. Houston was selected with the 217th overall pick, ending up with the Detroit Lions in the 6th round," end quote. Now, if the name sounds pretty familiar, it's because he got in the backfield a lot over his first 2 seasons with the Detroit Lions. In fact, a lot of his time was spent rushing the quarterback. So that's why I want to talk about James Houston the most here, because I believe he has the best shot to really make it through and potentially get a practice squad spot. I'm not saying, sign with the team, be in a 53-man roster, but he'll be, of the 3, the most likely to not just have a tryout, but actually stick around for training camp. Justin Grosso has some more on him saying, quote, "Throughout his first 2 seasons with the Lions, Houston appeared in 9 games. He totaled 12 tackles, 7 of which were for a loss. He also had 11 hits on the quarterback and got to the QB for 8 total sacks, with all of that sack production coming during his rookie season. During Houston's 3rd and final season with the Lions, he appeared in 8 games. The young veteran collected 8 tackles and 1 sack," end quote. Once again, if you're talking about stats here, you see, okay, that guy had some sacks, and you go back to the stats that we're looking at for Jesse Luketa, no sacks for that. And if you're looking at pass rushers, you're looking at sacks. You talk about the other guy we're going, Kameron Cline. He also did not have many stats with the Colts or the Buffalo Bills. So that's why I sit here and I look at James Houston and say he is probably the most likely scenario for the Dallas Cowboys to sign, strictly of the fact that I've mentioned the pass rushers they have. And when you have a guy like this coming out of college who had 16 and a half sacks, I'm talking about Donovan Ezeraku, you're not going to be dying to have an extra pass rusher. So I think James Houston, a guy who can get to the quarterback, who has shown that at the NFL level he can get to the quarterback, is most likely going to be the best option of these 3. But I still stand back and question and look at this and say, okay, obviously the Donovan Ezeraku drama, his contract is signed. The second rounders seem to be all good with the NFL now. But Micah Parsons is yet to sign, and they're working out pass rushers. So I'm not going to speculate on what this means too hard. I'm just kind of throwing this out there to say that it's an interesting thing to me because of the depth that I believe the Cowboys do have in this defensive pass rushing scheme. I mean, I love what Dante Fowler Jr. brought to the game last year in Washington, and I think him on the other side of Micah Parsons, not to mention Sam Williams and Donovan Ezeraku on that side, I mean, that's an easy rotation you could have where every single one of those guys can get to the quarterback and will be very fresh because of the rotation you're able to give them. Now, Marshall Nealon also is somebody I look at and could be very good. We obviously know about Peyton Turner, talked about him being signed and the potential of him making the roster, not making the roster. And so you see all these guys, and I talked about some of them. I'm finding it hard for any of these 3 to make the 53-man roster. Let's start with that. But for James Houston, the guy that I see most likely to make a training squad or a practice squad, I still kind of sit back and look at it a little more. And most recently, James Houston did play, or not play, but sign with the Cleveland Browns. He never really played with them at all, though, so just kind of been a little bit of a journeyman over the past couple seasons. And now the Cowboys are in an interesting situation where Micah Parsons has said that he is going to be at training camp, in which he showed up today. He's still going to work out. I mean, his contract is through this season, so whether he wants to have a contract or not, he still has to play this year to try and get that contract. I'm not saying that he wouldn't get it, but we have seen holdouts in the past not work. Now, for defensive players, it's been less likely, but you think about some offensive guys that have not worked out. If you know who I'm talking about, you know. But either way, it's something that most NFL players don't want to do is hold out, especially a guy like Micah Parsons. Although the injury history is there, he still believes the Cowboys are going to get the signing done, which I personally do as well. But with the signing of TJ Watt, his price just went up because TJ Watt got 41-something million, 42 million. Guess what? Who wants to be the highest paid defensive player? It's Micah Parsons. So you're not going to have to pay him $42 million, $43 million to keep him in a Dallas Cowboys uniform, because I know that somebody else will. And that's the scary part about this, is the Cowboys have done a very good job about keeping their guys over the past couple seasons. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. We don't know what to happen, obviously, with the young guys now, but Micah is a key part to this Dallas defense, and I just want this contract done so we can stop having the thought in the back of our head of maybe he won't be here next season. That's my worry, is not that he's not going to sign, but I just have that little thought in the back of my head that, oh, he won't be here next season. That's my bigger worry. And so obviously seeing them work out some defensive pass rushers, it is a little intriguing to me, especially with the contract at hand of Micah Parsons. Now, do I believe it has anything to do with that? Probably not, but it's, again, I'm not trying to speculate, but it's an interesting timing of all of that. I appreciate you. If you've made it to the end of the video, I want to let you know that you are a real one. And if you could do me a favor, type real one in the comment section down below so I know that you made it to the end of the video. I'm going to love the comment. I'm going to hopefully respond back as well. And having a couple more times to respond back to comments. So get down there. Let me know if you made it to the end of the video. But for now, we appreciate you. We'll keep you updated on everything that is supposed to be happening at training camp. And obviously, of course, if Micah Parsons signs, we'll have a video out as soon as possible. So again, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of that. But for now, we'll see you next time here on Cowboys Digest, guys. Peace out.